Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about them legendaries, the oranges. I've recorded this video several times today, generally ending with me getting very angry towards the end. I've read some of the most despicable things I think I've seen in a very long time today. From the most jaded, bitter, nasty, selfish, ignorant players in the history of the game, really. Really sad. Genuinely sad. I mean, emotionally made me sad to see how much joy people took in the destruction, essentially, of other people's game time and fun. So many people see things from just their point of view, right? And maybe a young guy, plenty of free time or whatever, sits on his ass most of the day, has no issue going out farming or anything like that, and doesn't consider Timmy, works all day, comes home at 5:30, spends a couple of hours with his kids, and then logs in to maybe enjoy a raid, or put level or whatever it might be, and that's his free time, the only free time he gets before he starts his IRL grind in the morning. They don't take into account things like creed, faith, age, responsibilities, priorities, enjoyment, how they spend their free time. Don't like football, don't like drinking, I enjoy video games, and I don't want my part of the game being ruined. And this is the big thing about the Legendaries. In fact, all the negative feedback that I've had so far with Legion has been focused around one quote that keeps coming back to me time and time again when I see them, is that it just didn't need to happen like this. There were so many better solutions, at least in my mind, to the goal or the result they were trying to achieve that didn't need to severely adversely affect other areas of the game, and therefore cause them guys problems. Ultimately, there are arseholes on both sides of the coin here, as there are arseholes all over the world. No matter where you are, we can't generalize, right? And the casuals, and I don't even want to use that, I'm just going to say the anti-raid crowd, who's just got this weird warped sort of idea that raiders are some sort of no-life tryhards, and they use words like this, like, oh, you're such a nerd. It's like, we're all playing World of fucking Warcraft. Get over yourself. You're fucking crazy. And we're trying to take away their fun. We don't care. Reasonable people don't care. And I did most of my 4 videos trying to justify those points to those people, but then I realized, are they really going to watch a proper discussion on the legendary system coming in Legion? No, it's a waste of time. I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to you guys who are probably of that same mindset, which is, no, I don't care if casual players get decent items. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. I don't wish bad times on anybody. I don't sit here going, ha ha ha, I hope your part of the game gets ruined. And your free time that you work hard for, in some cases, or the way you enjoy your playtime, or the reason you spend your money every month on this game, gets ruined. I hope that happens. There's surely going to be some people like that, but I ask you, please, grow up. Just grow the fuck up. Stop being so ignorant. Stop being so selfish. It's just crazy to be happy in somebody else's misery. It's really disgusting. What we're all hoping to get, and those of us with a reasonable mindset, we hope, is that we can both enjoy the new systems and both relish in that, right? And Legion is doing a good job of that from what we know. There are so many new ways to progress your character. It doesn't matter if you're a raider, a PvP, you're into professions, you're into reputations, you're into low-core content with less people. So you got the challenge mode system coming in. All of which are going to reward very cool stuff. Very cool gear. What didn't we need was some arbitrary, seemingly tacked-on system thrown in at the last minute that gave this weird sort of path of randomness towards exceedingly powerful items. The game just didn't need it. From what I can tell, I haven't played Legion yet, but it just didn't need it. This legendary thing just didn't need to happen. It seems so weird. And I say it's tacked on because it wasn't that long ago that Blizzard clearly said, we don't even know if there's legendaries in Legion. There probably won't be any. That was their quote. And then suddenly we have a whole fucking list of them with all sorts of bizarre, crazy combat affecting stuff. Where did this come from? Why did you throw this in the last minute? It clearly, based on when you said that to now, has not been part of this 2-year development cycle that this game has been under. So why did you just decide to, oh, I know what the game needs. We've got this well thought out talent system with 3 tiers where it'll go from the foundation into the talents and the artifacts on top. That looks nice. We've got all this extra world stuff. We've got the class hall stuff, which will be far more involved. We've got the challenge world system. We've got raiding as normal. We've got PvP. We've got a whole new slew of reputations and stuff with dailies and all kinds of interesting things that people can go out and choose to do. In fact, we've created so much content that we don't think you'll even be able to complete it within a week. That's cool. You'll still be picking and choosing the progress path you want to go on. That's awesome. Let's throw on a completely arbitrary, random way of getting the most powerful items in the game for no logical reason. Excuse me? What? What did you say, Bill? I didn't quite catch that. Can you repeat again? I think we should throw in a completely arbitrary, random system where occasionally people out in the world killing a boar will get the most powerful items in the expansion. They can even get it on day one, and it'll last them till the end of the expansion. Okay, Bill. That sounds fucking crazy. Why would we do that? Legendaries are fun. Oh, Bill, you're right. Legendaries are fun. Why? They're orange. Cool. Okay, let's go with it. Let's just throw it in there. What? Where did this... What? Why? Why would you create something that skews the game in such a massively bizarre way? People are always wondering... I'm seriously going to ignore some of the more ridiculous things I've read today because they made me like emotionally angry because they were so just misinformed and stupid. And I actually think Blizzard is playing up to the misinformation that players have. So bear with me on this. If you read the legendary items, let's assume for now that procs might even be similar, right? So if you're a raider, you've probably read through these, and bearing in mind how most of my community is up to date with the game and kind of knows their endgame stuff, hopefully, because you've been following my guides, you've probably read these and seen lots of opportunity of ways you can abuse these and how interesting this is. And of course, how overpowered some of these are, which they are. They're ludicrously overpowered in some cases. And you've gone to yourself, fucking hell. Imagine if I had that, or a fire mage. I bet one of the more advanced fire mages has gone, fucking hell, 200% contributing to Ignite? Ooh, I can do something pretty cool with that. But that's overpowered. I kind of need to get that because that's kind of a big deal. Oh, the demo warlocks have gone, wow, 20% extra damage. I mean, you don't even have to be a good player to recognize the benefits of having like a flat damage bonus to all your demons when you've probably already mathed out that you can get 9 or 11 demons, right? Or you've watched my videos and worked out, okay, this is the system. We're going to get lots and lots of demons. If I take my level 100 talent, I get another demon who's going to get a lot more extra damage, and I can tie that up to the amount of dooms I'm going to throw out. That's what you guys would be thinking. Do you think this system is designed to get casuals and stuff back out in the world, right? And other players. It's supposed to be like a carrot to get those guys outside of the raiding world, out into the world, and give them powerful items. Do you think those guys think like that for the most part? Or do you think they see orange text? I would seriously ask those guys if I could get a rational response from some of them, and hopefully the more rational of you are here watching this, right? And you're interested in the endgame stuff. Do you think those guys just see the fact that they will have an orange item? Because I have to think so. Let's suppose you are a casual player who these are targeted at. Let's not forget that. These are targeted at those guys to get powerful items without having to commit to anything. Do you think that being able to do something like 2 healing rains affects their gameplay in any way? Or if you're one of those players, does it affect your gameplay in any way? Right? Does the ability to drain 110% of your maximum health over 10 seconds and gain haste and leech benefit you in any way in your gameplay? Assuming you're not a raider, which is about all we can say about casual players. Let's be so general that we'll just say anybody who doesn't raid. In solo world play, absolutely not, right? I mean, the only reason you're probably going to use things like combustion are because you're killing a rare mob, which aren't as abundant, as far as we know, that you'll definitely need your combustion back super quick, or very much quicker, in order to use combustion, but taking the benefit of the legendary items. Very unlikely you're going to get that. And let's be fair for a moment, is those mobs are designed to die without raid gear, right? That's what they're designed for. They're designed to be killed. It's been a long time since rare mobs have actually been like a group effort, really. There are some, definitely, but in the general part, they're designed to be a lucky find, right? They're supposed to be exciting and you get the item off them and all that kind of stuff. That's what they're for. We can discount instantly healing and tanking items from that list, right? I mean, they're not going to be useful to that style of gameplay. I don't think, really, people have read these, especially because I've seen so many comments regarding that they're not that overpowered, whereas anybody who's experienced with the game endgame can appreciate exactly how ridiculous some of these things are. It's like, even if they nerf some of these down, we could, they're still crazy. And the fact is, they might not get nerfed that much if they're going to get nerfed at all, because Blizzard wants you to have these till the end of the game, which is so strange. The big problem raiders have with this, and I don't think this is getting passed around enough, is that these items, the existence of these items hurts raiders more than anyone else in the entire game. The casual guys are like, oh, you're just trying to stop us from getting super powerful items. It's like, no, it's not about that. You can have powerful items. We don't care. We really don't. Go get your powerful items, enjoy it. You're never going to see the benefit of it. I know that, but it's cool. You're happy with it. That's awesome, man. Not trying to be childish towards you, but it might get you a couple of extra tiers in a challenge mode, but ultimately you're still going to hit a wall just like we will, so that's no big deal. And you're not interested in raiding, so whatever, you know, we're just not that bothered. The issue is that as raiders, every single one of these items designed around PvE combat. Every single one of them. And that means they affect the guys who do regular, extended periods of PvE combat the most. That's raiders, and that's why raiders are pissed. What the casual guys who are arguing against this who are in favour, I should say, in favour of the legendary system, don't seem to realise is it really hurts that part of the game. For a number of reasons. One, we take part in a part of the game that requires us to perform our best. That's part of it. There's no question as to whether or not a raider who is even remotely into the game will enchant his weapons or maybe go and use some, you know, upgrade his items as best as possible. That's not really in question because that's part of the game that we enjoy. That's the joyful part, and part of it is gearing up. So when there are items in the game that Blizzard is allowing us to target, by the way, they want you to get these. And there are people claiming, like, drop rates and putting out numbers. It's crazy. You've no fucking idea. You've no idea how often these are going to drop. We don't know if you can equip more than one. We don't know anything about them whatsoever. We just know that these items exist and these kind of procs exist. So it doesn't matter if you can only equip one. One will be enough to make a difference. It absolutely will be. We are compelled to go and get these because they're out in the world. You're not. As the casual players who these are targeted at, you're not compelled to go and get them. You can get them at your own leisure. And that's what you seem to enjoy. It's like, I can go out and farm these on a Saturday. That'll be pretty cool. Whereas the raider guys are like, fucking hell, dude. I mean, how can I reasonably spend any of my in-game time not trying to get these? Because they're so powerful that we can get more kills with my buddies. And we're not in the world first race. And a lot of non-raiders don't realise that. I even saw somebody describe if you're not in the top world race, you're irrelevant. That's like 50 people. Could you be more of a selfish asshole? There are thousands upon thousands of raid guilds. There are so many people taking part in that part of the game. And you're saying they're not relevant. To call a raider elitist is beyond measure at that point. Where as someone... And can you imagine how the raiders feel that somebody... You know, if you're even slightly elitist in the raid world, I mean, it even entered my head. It's like you're taking part in no part of this game... From your own words, it's like, I don't care about PvP, I don't care about raiding, I don't care about 5-mans. I literally exist in this world in Orgrimmar, and you're calling the people who take part in the endgame irrelevant. Wow, man, your ego is just unbelievable. So crazy to have an ego that out of touch. It's just scary, real scary. But it's because these affect us way more than others, because we'll be compelled to get them before casuals, who these are supposedly aimed at, because they make more of a difference to our game than they do you, and they ever will you. To us, these are majorly important to pick up, because the items this powerful just cannot be ignored. They're going to enable us to go faster and kill things quicker, and that's important, because we don't want to wipe all day. Raiders don't like doing that, regardless of skill level or position on rankings. We don't want to wipe all day. We want to kill bosses. And if we have like a few pairs of legs that give us like 15% haste, then yeah, we're probably going to want them more than you who's maybe doing your reputation grind in the solo world or going after your professions or whatever. Yeah, we're going to be inclined to get these way more than you. And it hurts the raiding scene far more than it incentivizes the casual players. Which is why it's such a hypocritical system to look at it. It's laughable. It's like, why is this here? And I was just thinking to myself, okay, so if the goal is to get people out in the world and give them cool stuff, why don't you have things like legendary weapon enchant skins, right? That are like really rare. You could target getting them. And when you get them, you get one use that you can apply to your weapons that give you a seriously badass artifact weapon skin or seriously badass artifact weapon enchant. You will stand out a fucking country mile when you're doing all the stuff that you can do. Doesn't matter what raid setting you're in. And guess what? It doesn't affect anybody else in the game. Isn't that a good thing? That it doesn't hurt anyone else? That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not, nobody's trying to take away from you. We just want a system that doesn't fuck somebody else over. We don't want to fuck over casuals. Most raiders don't want to see things like the LFR disappear because we don't give a shit. We don't run that content. It's no interest to us. So why take joy in our aspect of the game being fucking spoiled? Why? If the rarer these things are, the worse it'll be, because raiders are determined motherfuckers. They were the ones who aren't going to leave a raid after a wipe, whereas most people do. If you've ever been in a pub and there's a wife, it's like, oh, fuck this. Can't kill this boss that I have no idea how to do. I'm out of here, you bunch of nerds. Right? Those are the guys to leave, whereas Raiders will bang their head against stuff. Why? We enjoy it. We're going to get a kill at the end of the day. And me and my mates on comms are going to cheer our fucking asses off, right? It's the best experience ever. I'm sad you don't enjoy it, but it's cool as fuck to us. And we don't want it to hurt us, and we don't want our stuff to hurt you. Pretty simple, right? So why make it things that have a serious impact on us? It just blows my mind, dude. Oh my god. I read these things, I'm like, why? Why did you put this in? Take it out. Just fuck it off. Just say that was a stupid idea, Bill. You're a dickhead. Get out of here. Let's put in just cool stuff. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's an enchant you can put on your chest, right? And occasionally, your fucking character bursts into fell flame. It looks awesome as shit. Looks legendary. Alright, who does it hurt? Nobody. Doesn't hurt a fucking guy. You just have to commit to your chest, and if you get a new chest, guess what? You can go and try and find it again. And that's something you can do in your free time, and it's a fucking choice. It's a total choice. For everybody. For everybody. Those guys who get it, cool, man. Your character looks badass. Well played. Doesn't hurt me. Doesn't hurt him. Doesn't hurt anybody else in the fucking game. Big fucking whoop-de-doo. Do you know what I mean? It blows my fucking mind. Why they would be like, oh, you know what's really cool you know what'll really get casual players interested in the game, right? Those guys who may be going to step into challenge modes, maybe, but certainly won't be in raids because they don't like that stuff, is something that resets their shield wall by 4 seconds every time they hit Avengers Shield. What? Why? Okay. It's a lot of the arguments I'm seeing are just completely like arguing the wrong thing, looking at complete extremes. The simple fact is, this system might seem exciting, okay, that you can go and get legendaries out in the world, but read them and then ask yourself this question seriously. How much will this help your gameplay? How much will this make your WoW experience better? How much, okay, will Arcane Barrage affects an additional enemy per charge of arcane power expended make you happier? Please, tell me. I would love to know. And then ask yourself, is it because it's orange? Is that the reason that you're excited by it? Because it shouldn't be. Hopefully not. Hopefully you've not just read that you get oranges. Hopefully you've read that the duration of stagger is increased by 40%. And then you've gone, oh, how will that help me in the content I enjoy doing? Not much, probably. Because if you're farming in tank spec when there's tri-spec in the game, something done goofed up somewhere, right? Although, well, brewmasters do have a decent time of farming, I suppose. In before you guys. I would encourage all of you not to get involved in that conversation anyway. You can find it on the WoW forums, on the US forums, on the EU forums, MMO Champion, of course. You can find these arguments everywhere, and just don't go there. It'll make you sick. It's fucking crazy. Absolute lunacy. Just the system needs scrapping. In conclusion, this system just needs scrapping. It doesn't need to be that way. You could easily put stuff out in the world that will really incentivize people. Hugely incentivize people to go and get them that doesn't hurt other parts of the game. And that's what bothers me about them. I don't give a shit about the procs. I don't care about the drop rate. I don't care about anything else. I just care that this system exists for seemingly no reason. It doesn't help the guys it's supposed to help much, right? It'll help them in some scenarios, but in general, not really. And it hurts the raiding scene unnecessarily. So, why? Why bother with it? What's the point? These things are either so rare nobody will have them, so what's the fucking point? Or they're going to be easy enough to obtain so you'll want to collect a little few pieces of it. What's the point? Then you got to balance around it. How does balance work in this world, right? Well, how does it work in 6 months' time? Are you balanced around the fact that nobody can have legendaries? Because you have to. They have all these catch-up systems in the game, right? So that people can join the game later and get in and still have the potential to get into raiding. They don't like the idea that you could join the game and not get to see the end-game content. They don't like that. As much as I think it's okay, they don't like that. So what are you going to do here? Are you going to make it so... I mean, you can already foresee the patch notes, which is like, oh, guess what? It's Legendary Weekend or whatever the fuck, right? We've increased the chance of getting your legendaries by 20% this weekend. Enjoy. Fuck off, dude. Just fuck legendaries off for one expansion. Please, give us a fucking break. The mop system sucked. The WOD system sucked. This system sucks. Fuck it off. Just fuck off. Just fuck off. Seriously. Fuck off. And leave us the fuck alone. Just make cool shit. Get your artists working. They're making badass artifacts. Make them do some fucking trinkets. Make them do some fucking enchants. Make them do something flashy. Make the fucking light shine out of the balls of whoever's got the fucking ball enchant. So people can go, look at my shiny balls. Look at my holy nuts. Drink in my fucking delicious scrotum of justice. And that's enough for a lot of people, because guess what? Other people take notice. And if I know anything about anything in WoW, is if you have an orange, you want people to notice you have an orange. If you're obsessed with oranges for some reason because it's orange, it's because you want other people to realize you've got an orange. You don't give a fuck that your Star Surge deals more damage to enemies affected by both Sunfire and Moonfire. You want people to know that your Star Surge will be affected by 35%. It's not the matter that you know, you want other people to know. If you want other people to know, make it fucking glow and shine and take away all this fucking combat nonsense that doesn't need to exist. There you go. There's my thoughts on legendaries. Go fuck them. Bye.